have you ever heard of an African country with no native people of its own? A country that was created not by kings or explorers, but by slaves, prisoners, and exiles, and yet today it is ranked among the top 5 most peaceful places in the world. Imagine a government that once paid its citizens to leave, tourists floating inside a volcano crater spa, and a nation where you can just show up without a visa. But then, just when you think it's an open paradise, you learn there's an island as forbidden as Area 51, where not even locals are allowed to step foot. Number 15. The first African country built entirely by slaves and prisoners. Unlike America, where immigrants voluntarily sailed across the ocean, or Australia, where convicts were sent but native tribes already lived, Cape Verde's story is different. This is an African nation where no indigenous people ever existed. Back in 1462, when Portuguese sailors first stepped on these islands, they found something almost unbelievable: no villages, no tribes, no huts, not even footprints in the sand. The islands were empty, silent, untouched. And so, the Portuguese decided to turn Cape Verde into their first African colony. But this wasn't just a colony. It became the largest slave transit hub of the Atlantic. For more than 300 years, ships carrying human cargo from Guinea, Senegal, and Sierra Leone stopped here before heading to the Americas. Yet, not everyone left. Many captives got stranded here, unable to return home, abandoned in poverty. On top of that, Portuguese rulers dumped criminals, political prisoners, Jews who had been expelled, Arab refugees, and deserters onto these barren islands. Imagine the heat, the hunger, the hopelessness. But something unexpected happened. These people mixed, married, had children, and slowly built a completely new nation, one of the world's most unique mixed-race cultures. Today about 550,000 people live in Cape Verde, but almost 1 million live abroad, especially in the US. In the early 1900s, when drought and famine struck, around 60,000 people from Brava and Fogo Islands left for America, especially New England. The bond was so strong that Cape Verdeans once asked the US Congress to make them a territory like Puerto Rico. It never happened, but even today, people in Brava celebrate America Day every year, waving both US and Cape Verdean flags while dancing to Creole music. Cape Verde's birth is one of history's strangest, a land with no natives, created entirely by the forgotten and the unwanted, who turned their suffering into survival. Number 14. You can visit Cape Verde without a visa. For travelers, Cape Verde sounds like heaven. No visa forms, no embassy appointments, no interviews. If you're from the US, Canada, most of Europe, Japan, Brazil, or ASEAN countries like Vietnam or Thailand, you get 30 days visa-free. That's why over 110 nationalities arrive every year. But here's the twist. Hidden behind this open door is a system called EASE, Electronic Authorization and Security Entry. And most tourists don't even know it exists. You don't need a visa, but you must register online before flying. You fill out your info, hotel address, travel dates, and pay a small fee of about $33 or $35. Forget this step, and you won't even be allowed to board your plane. Countless travelers in Lisbon, Milan, and Paris have been denied check-in for not doing it. If you gamble and land in Cape Verde without registering, brace yourself. You could be stuck for hours filling forms, convincing immigration officers, and in the worst case, denied entry. Cape Verde gets 800,000 visitors a year, but its airports are tiny. This online system helps them control the flow, like a security filter from a distance. So yes, Cape Verde is easy to enter, but only if you play by the hidden rules. Number 13. The government once paid citizens to leave. Sounds crazy, right? A government paying people to exit. But Cape Verde did exactly that. In the late 1970s, the country faced crippling drought, no farmland, and little water. Instead of trapping people in misery, the government made a bold choice: migration diplomacy. They signed deals with Portugal and Italy to let Cape Verdeans work there legally. Then they gave people fast-track passports, language lessons, and even money, up to $300 per person, to buy plane tickets. It worked. Between 1980 and the early 2000s, more than 60,000 citizens were sponsored to migrate. Mostly young, unemployed villagers, who then built better lives abroad. Today, for every Cape Verdean at home, there are nearly 2 abroad, in Portugal, Italy, France, the Netherlands, and the US. And guess what? The money they send back, remittances, makes up 15% of Cape Verde's GDP. This tiny country literally exports its people, and in return, survives through their success overseas. Number 12. The Volcano Crater Spa. Move over Dead Sea. Cape Verde has its own floating wonder called Pedra de Lume on Sal Island. Inside an ancient volcano crater lies a saltwater lake so dense, you float without effort. The salinity reaches 25 to 30%, almost the same as the Dead Sea. To get there, you walk through a dark tunnel carved into the mountain, then emerge into a glowing crater with red cliffs. The water is still as glass. Lie back, close your eyes, and you're drifting like an astronaut in space. At the bottom is black mineral mud packed with magnesium and iron. Smear it on your skin, and locals swear it detoxifies and rejuvenates you. Centuries ago, this crater was a salt mining hub, shipping tons of salt to Europe. Today, it's a natural spa where people come not to work, but to heal. At sunset, the whole salt field glows golden like a scene from a sci-fi film. Number 11. Legendary shipwrecks of Cape Verde. Cape Verde's coasts are called a graveyard of ships. For centuries, storms and sharp rocks swallowed vessels. But one wreck is legendary, the SS Cabo Santa Maria in 1968, off Boa Vista Island. It wasn't carrying gold, but hundreds of electric organs and pianos, Hammond, Moog, Fender Rhodes, the instruments that define the funk and jazz of the 1960s. After the crash, the entire crew mysteriously vanished. No deaths, no survivors, just gone. Locals salvaged the instruments, brought them to churches and schools, and unknowingly sparked a new wave of music on the islands. Out of this came Cesaria Evora, the barefoot diva who took Cape Verdean music to the world. Today, the rusting ship still lies on the beach, waves whistling through its frame like a ghostly flute, a reminder of how tragedy turned into creativity. Number 10. One of Africa's most stable democracies. When people imagine African politics, they think coups and chaos. But Cape Verde is different. For 30 years, it's been a model democracy. No coups, no dictators, no civil wars. Presidents can only serve 2 5-year terms, and elections are clean, monitored, and respected. It's consistently ranked among the top 5 most peaceful African nations. Crime is so low, some say it feels as safe as Iceland. How? Because Cape Verde has no oil, no gold, no forests. Instead, it invested in education, trust, and the power of the vote. Literacy rates are nearly 90%, and living standards are above the African average. It's proof that peace doesn't come from wealth, but from values. Number 9. Don't honk your horn. In Cape Verde, especially on islands like Brava or Fogo, honking your car horn is rude. Locals follow a cultural code called Morabeza, a spirit of peace, gentleness, and community respect. Horn sounds are seen as disturbing that calm. Only ambulances or funeral cars may honk in emergencies. Tourists who honked casually have even been asked to stop and apologize to villagers. Here, silence is sacred. Drive slowly, smile, wave, but don't honk. Number 8. Mobile markets that find you. Forget supermarkets. In Cape Verde, the market walks to you, on people's heads. Women balance baskets of mangoes, papayas, cakes, and handmade jewelry, moving through villages, beaches, even courtyards. It's not just business. Every sale comes with a story about fishing, the rainy season, or their children studying abroad. These mobile vendors account for 30% of local trade, turning commerce into connection. Number 7. One of the highest life expectancies in Africa. While many African nations struggle with lifespans under 60, Cape Verdeans live long, often to their 70s. The average is 74 years, higher than Brazil, India, or Indonesia. Their secret? A simple diet of fish, beans, corn, yams, fresh vegetables, little processed food, and meals eaten slowly with joy. Add clean air, ocean breezes, and a relaxed lifestyle where nobody brags about being busy, and you get health that money can't buy. Number 6. Many people choose not to get rich. In Cape Verde, wealth isn't everything. The philosophy of Morabeza means being kind, relaxed, and content. Many people refuse jobs abroad, even if it pays 4 times more, just to stay home, watch the sea, play dominoes, and eat with friends. Of course, some start businesses and join tourism, but the unique thing is, people aren't judged by their income. Happiness here is measured in sunsets, laughter, and community, not bank accounts. Number 5. The world's largest artificial coral reef. In 2016, Cape Verde sank a retired cargo ship called the Querétaro near São Vicente to create an artificial reef. Cleaned of oil and toxins, the 100-meter ship became a home for corals, fish, and turtles. In just 5 years, marine life density rose 300%, and divers from around the world now come to explore this underwater city. The project cost under $500,000, but created priceless natural wealth. Number 4. Throwing banana peels is taboo. Not because of littering, but superstition. Locals believe banana peels carry slippery energy, throwing them could bring misfortune or failure. If someone steps on one, they must walk back 3 steps and rub their hands 3 times to break the curse. It may sound funny, but it keeps the streets cleaner and teaches respect for even the smallest things. Number 3. A turtle paradise. Cape Verde is the 3rd most important nesting site for loggerhead sea turtles after Florida and Oman. From July to September, thousands of females crawl ashore at night to lay eggs. Conservationists guard beaches against poachers and predators, while tourists can join silent night walks with red lights to watch this ancient ritual. If you're lucky, you'll see tiny hatchlings racing to the waves at dawn, though only 1 in 1,000 will survive to adulthood. Number 2. Music so sad it became world heritage. Cape Verde gave the world morna, a music genre often called the blues of the Atlantic. Sung in Creole with Portuguese and classical influences, it tells stories of longing, exile, and love left behind. A good morna song can silence an entire bar, bringing tears to listeners. In 2019, UNESCO recognized it as intangible cultural heritage of humanity, placing it alongside tango and flamenco. The queen of morna was Cesaria Evora, who sang barefoot, her voice carrying the soul of her people across the globe. Number 1. The Forbidden Island, Africa's Area 51. Finally, the most mysterious fact. In the heart of Cape Verde lies Santa Luzia, an island of just 13 square miles, about the size of Disney World, but completely forbidden. No hotels, no villages, no tourists. Even fishermen can't stop there. Why? Because it's a Reserva Natural Integral, the highest level of protection. The island shelters rare species found nowhere else, and even the smallest human contact could destroy it. Santa Luzia is Cape Verde's own Area 51, a place that belongs to nature alone. Which one surprised you the most? Did you feel like booking a ticket to discover its beauty, or does its secrecy make you cautious? Either way, Cape Verde proves that even the smallest nations can hold the biggest stories.